And one thing I liked about Gaga, he says he doesn't care about the reputation, but he must care about the title he holds. Because how many souls is going to destroy? Because if people believe he is a pastor, not a content creator, because ni creator content mina nugu nimfundis like Madness creates content and she says Madness, she's not a nurse. For me, Madness na Pastor Hagiazo vafana. You will never see that. Shukona shagohanya shukona. If you don't, there are some things that are opinionated. So for me, he must continue to do what he does. Take care of it. I love the fact that he loves his family. That's one thing you cannot take away from him. But he must also care about the reputation of the title he holds. He must respect his congregants. He must inspire. But for me, he's a content creator, a successful man at a young age, enjoying his life. Hence, you can tell some of the decisions he's making. He has a chance. He's lucky because age is on his side. He's likely to correct those things in future. But we should...
Vakhandle Group, lowu intlawa lowu nga ku heleketaka evuseleni bya wena hi ndlela yo hlawuleka. U nga ha tlhela u vuyeriwa wa ha ri kwala emisaveni. Swiyenge swa Vakhandle Group swi katsa leswi: muganga basic laha u chayelaka hi ntsengo wo sukela ka 110 rand. U kuma tende 100 wa switulu, mobile toilet, basic sound system, tihunyi na 5000 rand. Muganga premium u chayela hi ntsengo wo sukela ka 130 leyi ku nyikaka 10000 rand. Muganga super premium ya ku nyika 15000 rand yi tlhela ku nyika vanhu va ntlhanu vo pfuna loko u joyina hi mali yo sukela ka 150 rand ntsena. Muganga cash only benefit u joyina hi mali yo sukela ka 110 rand. Loko u ri xirho u nga engetela 50 rand ntsena. U joyina muganga unveiling benefit. Vuxokoxoko byi le ka 064 755 5674 kasi eka website hi vakhandlegroup.co.za. Rhumela rungula eka info@vakhandlegroup.co.za. Vakhandle Group, we are family.
Imai va jaro kula impacha tanona jiti. Walava awlabi itazuku bow yawena yimaneme amogalaka the only channel that matters to watch. Lago vulavula hi Pastor Hagiazo. Hopefully my title there is Hands Off Pastor Hagiazo. So endla video le, everything is intentional about it. Akona xile xingatava ni xi endleni nkarhi ni swilunipayizisa. I'm very intentional about this video, about this what I want to share with you guys. So let's get right to it. Pastor Hagiazo i munhu loyi anga popular swinene as a content creator, not as a pastor, because if you were to check where does he get his views or his followers, through creating content, not sharing word of God directly. Other people have different ways to preach the gospel. It might happen that preaching his success to you, it means he's showing how good God is. That's another way. So let's break it down. Is in your opinion, yukiya hi wena u hleketa ngaku St Paul Hagiazo imfundisi na, right? So usually St, those things are St, lava swi tivaka va nga familiar with Christianity or biblical terms is Saint Paul Hagiazo. That's what it would mean. Finally, Saint Paul ungitivaka lwanga dum Paul. So it's Saint Paul. So St le email is Saint Paul. So already his name is a stage name. So most pastors who have stage name are very worrisome. Why would a pastor wants to create a stage name for his own? So, but I'm not sure. St it initials Paul Ivitraye Hagiazo ishibongo shena iwaga Hagiazo na. But if you listen to his wife, she says Imana Hagiazo la. So that might be his surname. Hagiazo emunwe angana 30 years. It means over 1995. So you can tell this is a young man who is successful, who is enjoying life, and who's doing so much great in his life personally. But if you check his articulation, his approach of things, it shows that he's nothing far from Gagash. The level of maturity there, with the greatest respect, is worrisome. Because once you call yourself a pastor, you are a leader to the lost souls and to the found souls, or the souls that believe in God. You are a leader in society. You must portray a certain behavior. Not necessarily the society. Those are defensive stance, because people don't expect that from the men of God. I also expect this as well. So, if we were to look at him in that regard, you can tell this guy doesn't hold values of being a pastor. Maybe the title Fundis is way much bigger than him, because he's controlled by the Facebook narratives. He is bound to respond to everything that is happening on social media. He is not a well-trained social media user as a public figure. If there's anything I know, he's a content creator, because you always find himself in this controversy. But that's how you build a PR. A PR remains a PR despite the fact that you're bad or good, right? So you can tell there's something worrisome about this guy. For me, he's a content creator, a very successful man. Let's continue with this narrative. I will get to the twerking girls, but now I want to talk about guns. Do you know how a fake gun looks? Not the toy. There's a difference between. There's not much difference between a toy and fake, but there is a fake gun. A fake gun can look the same as the gun, the real one. So for those people who like following politics, there was this other case which is still happening even now. Yeah, Julius Malem, where he said, I used the toy gun. A toy gun looks like a real gun that they accuse that he used. So, in my opinion, most of the guns that are carried out by his security, they might have real guns. You don't just carry guns. Do you remember when Pastor Mboro trended with the gun that he was going around with his security? That was a fake gun. You can listen to the court proceedings, but it looked like a real gun, so people can be scared, say this is a real gun. And you don't need any license to use a fake gun. But if you use it wrongly to intimidate someone, and then that someone commits suicide, maybe they can sue you for that, right? Because they would have thought that they're real gun. But so those are fake guns in my opinion. And please don't call me and ask me why did you do that. Don't call me. I don't want calls. So another thing, ST Paul Hagiazo always prevail as the principal or the body with protectors. So the protectors are there to protect the body. So if he is the body, that is, he has to be protected by the protectors, he does not have to hold the gun. Get me? You will never see a president holding a gun because there's protectors. You will never see a high profile person holding a gun because there's protectors. You will never see that. If you don't get it, forget about it. So, for me, those guns are fake. They are real fake. But I'm very happy that he's giving Gagashi sleepless nights. You know, Gagashi used to undermine people thinking that he's the only one who has money. He doesn't know people who have money, they don't play on social media. They are busy protecting their legacy. Man, just says so. And one thing I liked about Gaga, he says he doesn't care about the reputation, but he must care about the title he holds. Because how many souls is going to destroy? Because if people believe he is a pastor, not a content creator, because creator content like Madness. Madness creates content and she says, Madness, she's not a nurse. For me, Manas na Pastor Hagiazo vafana. They are just content creators. Because if he is a pastor, then that title, because the things he does, they are not a reflection of a true pastor that we ought to know. Because this is a true pastor of God. It's a man of God. It's a man of honor. And let's talk about the twerking girls. I don't want to dwell much on twerking girls, man. But come on, it's a party. So if it's a party, you can invite anyone. It's a party, honestly. It's just that if those things are colored and it's happening to them, colored girls, colored community, they wouldn't have a problem. They wouldn't have a problem. But a pastor has an obligation to represent the title. Yeah, pastor, because it doesn't matter whether you are a colored community or it doesn't matter if the society accepts your norms. Right? I don't want to dwell much into it, but it doesn't reflect him as a pastor. You can't have twerking people in front of you as a pastor. Maybe we're engaged in a different revolution of defining preachers in a different way. So it's another thing. I'm like, for me, he's not a pastor. He said we must not spend money. We must not talk about the party because we didn't spend money. Once things are available to the public, the reason why you allow us to like, comment, follow, those kind of things, it means now we're interested in your content and we're going to laugh. When we laugh, we comment. When we get sad, we comment. Our comment is based on what we consume. We're going to talk about it. Whether I like it or not. We're going to talk about it. And I don't want a phone call after this. I don't want it. Don't even call me. Whoever wants to, don't call me. Do you think he's a pastor? He doesn't care about the reputation. But I think he has got a responsibility to care about the title he holds in society. Because now we're going to have a lot of pastors who are going to places saying wrong things because they're inspired by him. And you and I have an obligation to call out wrong things. They don't do wrong things. You see them, this is wrong. There are some things that are opinionated. So for me, he must continue to do what he does. Take care of it. I love the fact that he loves his family. That's one thing you cannot take away from him. But he must also care about the reputation of the title he holds. He must respect his congregants. He must inspire. But for me, he's a content creator, a successful man at a young age, enjoying his life. Hence, you can tell some of the decisions he's making. He has a chance. He's lucky because age is on his side. He's likely to correct those things in future. But we shouldn't keep quiet when we see wrong things happening because I na mali bana mali. When lava ku nyika mali ni kombela mi nikuma number phone ya mina hi leyi lava ku register company or do your SARS stuff, filing returns or CYPC returns or something mandate 0765661277. Me ambo kwata walava ulavita ndzi ku boha ndzi kongoma hi mahlweni ndzi tlanduka entsaveni ndzi ri karhi ndzi khongela hosi yako ndzi tlakuse hosi Yesu ndzi tsinete mane ka xikwembu ndzi lave ku tshama la mina ndza lava ku tlakusiwa handza lava ku fika kona ehenhla ka tona tintsava kutani ndzi ta ku vona kaya ra mina leyi vava ndzi tlakuse hosi yeso ndzi tshinete ka Xikwembu handze lave ku tshama la ndza lava dum dum dum.
Vakhandle Group lowu i ntlawa lowu nga ku heleketaka evuhuseleni bya wena hi ndlela yo hlawuleka. U nga ha tlhela u vuyeriwa wa ha ri kwala emisaveni. Swiyenge swa Vakhandle Group swi katsa leswi: muganga basic laha u chayelaka hi ntsengo wo sukela ka 110 rand. U kuma tende 100 wa switulu, mobile toilet, basic sound system, tihunyi na 5000 rand. Muganga premium u chayela hi ntsengo wo sukela ka 130 leyi ku nyikaka 10000 rand. Muganga super premium ya ku nyika 15000 rand yi tlhela ku nyika vanhu va ntlhanu vo pfuna loko u joyina hi mali yo sukela ka 150 rand ntsena. Muganga cash only benefit u joyina hi mali yo sukela ka 110 rand. Loko u ri xirho u nga engetela 50 rand ntsena. U joyina muganga unveiling benefit. Vuxokoxoko byi le ka 064 755 5674 kasi eka website hi vakhandlegroup.co.za. Rhumela rungula eka info@vakhandlegroup.co.za. Vakhandle Group, we are family.